A short 5-day study revealed something surprising. An onion extract capsule could help the brain slip into deeper, more restorative sleep. But does putting an onion under your pillow or breathing in its scent actually work? And more importantly, who should absolutely avoid trying it? According to the CDC 2022, more than 48% of adults over 60 live with some form of sleep disturbance. Many have tried everything: sleeping pills, melatonin, even warm cups of herbal tea, yet still find themselves awake in the middle of the night. And in the morning, they feel as if they never truly rested at all. Mrs. Aliner, 68, was a devoted school teacher. But for the past 2 years, her nights had been painfully short, just 3 to 4 hours of sleep at best. Day by day, she noticed her memory fading, her steps slowing, her patience thinning, and her overall health taking a steep decline. One afternoon, during a chat with an old friend, a herbal medicine researcher, she learned about an unusual way to use onions, something she had never even considered. At first, she was skeptical, but after just a few days of trying it, she realized she wasn't just sleeping more deeply. She was waking up with a lighter spirit and a body that felt as if it had been recharged. Could a humble little bulb, sitting quietly in your kitchen, really become your ally in restoring deep, uninterrupted sleep in just a matter of days? And why have so many of us overlooked its potential for so long? Join me, a doctor who has spent over 30 years studying the science of healthy sleep, as we uncover the answers and explore the truths few people ever talk about. Many people believe that struggling to sleep after 60 is just a natural part of aging. But science tells us it's not simply an age problem. It's actually a series of quiet biological changes that slowly reprogram your brain and body to wake up in the middle of the night. Once you pass 60, your brain starts producing less melatonin, the hormone that signals your body it's time to sleep. At the same time, your circadian rhythm, your body's internal clock that controls the sleep-wake cycle, becomes less sensitive. This creates a frustrating loop. You struggle to fall asleep in the first place. Even if you do sleep deep, restorative stages, known as NREM sleep, become shorter. You wake up more often, sometimes just because of a full bladder or a small noise in the room. A report from the National Institute on Aging, 2021, found that 35% of adults over 65 sleep fewer than 6 hours a night, and the number rises sharply for those with chronic conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, or depression. Think of your sleep as a symphony orchestra. Your brain is the conductor. Melatonin and serotonin are the timekeepers, setting the beat. Your sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems are the sections of instruments that keep the rhythm. When you're young, everyone plays in perfect harmony. You drift into deep sleep and wake up full of energy. But as you age, the conductor, your brain, reacts more slowly. The timekeepers, melatonin, are missing from the stage. The instruments, your nervous system, fall out of sync, thrown off by stress, illness, or daily habits. The result, your sleep symphony becomes disorganized. You toss and turn, wake easily, and start the morning feeling drained. Here's the interesting part. Scientists have identified certain natural compounds that can help retune that orchestra, resetting your body's clock, encouraging the release of sleep hormones and calming the nervous system. And surprisingly, one of the richest sources of these compounds comes from a humble little bulb you probably use in your kitchen every day. but in a very specific way that can make a difference in just a few days. Let's take a closer look at the onion, not just as something you cook with, but as a quiet conductor for your sleep, and explore why it could be one of the safest, most natural ways to enjoy deep rest again after 60. Most of us think of onions as something that sweetens a dish or adds flavor to a recipe. But under the microscope, onions reveal themselves as a natural medicine chest, packed with dozens of bioactive compounds that can work directly on your brain, your nervous system, and even your body's internal clock. Beneath that thin, papery skin lies a storehouse of health-promoting compounds. S-alk, N-L-cysteine sulfoxides, the sulfur-based compounds that give onions their signature bite. These have been shown to reduce inflammation, regulate neural enzymes, and even influence delta brain waves, the deep, restorative sleep stage. Food Science and Biotechnology, 2020. Quercetin and kaempferol, powerful antioxidant flavonoids that shield nerve cells from aging and oxidative stress. Journal of Food Biochemistry, 2019. Tryptophan, the building block your body uses to make serotonin and melatonin, the golden hormones of sleep. While onions aren't the richest source of tryptophan, their synergy with flavonoids can help your body convert it more efficiently into melatonin. In a randomized, double-blind crossover study in South Korea, Food Science and Biotechnology, 2020, researchers worked with 30 adults who had poor sleep quality. After just 5 days of taking onion extract capsules rich in cysteine sulfoxides, the time it took them to fall asleep dropped noticeably. Delta wave activity during NREM deep sleep increased significantly. Levels of salivary alpha amylase, a stress marker, fell sharply. Here's the key point. This was a concentrated extract, not raw onions or regular cooked onions. Still, the study opened the door to an important insight. Compounds in onions can truly influence sleep when used in the right form and way. Think of it like this. The sulfur compounds in onions act like gatekeepers for your nervous system, dialing down overactive nerve cells after a long, stressful day. Flavonoids like quercetin serve as protective shields, guarding the brain from microscopic damage and helping stabilize your sleep-wake rhythm. Even the modest amount of tryptophan, when paired with a low-stress environment and balanced diet, can help your body naturally release melatonin right on schedule at night. The result? Your body slips more easily into deep relaxation. Your heart rate slows. Your breathing evens out, setting the stage for high-quality, restorative sleep. But if science shows onions have this kind of potential, why do so many people try it and feel no difference? The answer is in the method. There are safe, effective ways to tap into an onion's benefits, and there are popular tricks floating around that have no scientific basis at all. In the next section, we'll separate fact from myth, so you don't waste your time or take unnecessary risks. You may have heard someone say, just slip half an onion under your pillow, or set a bowl of sliced onions by your bed and you'll sleep like a baby. It sounds simple. It sounds harmless. But is there any real science behind these bedtime tricks? The truth is, there's no clinical study showing that putting an onion under your pillow or breathing in its scent will improve your sleep quality. Some people say they feel more relaxed when they smell onions, but that's most likely the placebo effect. They believe they'll sleep better, so their mind eases up a bit. For others, the strong scent can backfire, causing eye irritation, nasal congestion, or even a scratchy throat, especially in those who are sensitive. And if you leave onions sitting by your bed for days, bacteria and mold can start to grow, creating unpleasant odors and even posing risks to your respiratory health. Margaret, age 72 from Texas, saw a video online claiming putting onions under your pillow will help you sleep. She was excited to try it. The first night, the smell was strong, but she decided to tough it out. By the third night, her eyes were watering constantly, her nose was stuffed, and she developed a light cough. When she went to the doctor, she learned the lining of her nasal passages had become irritated from breathing in concentrated sulfur compounds for hours at a time. She told me, "I thought I'd sleep better, but instead, I lost another week treating a sinus problem." This story isn't meant to scare you. It's to remind you that folk remedies aren't always harmless, especially if we use them incorrectly or don't understand how they work. Scientific studies on onions and sleep use standardized onion extract capsules with controlled doses, purified compounds, and careful testing in a research environment. Folk tricks rely only on personal anecdotes, no controlled dose, no measured exposure, and no way to ensure the effects are real. Breathing in the scent from a fresh onion is not the same as absorbing the bioactive compounds used in studies. Many of those compounds must go through digestion or special preparation before they can have any effect. As a doctor, I believe the right information can save you time and keep you safe. Instead of chasing unproven tricks, focus on methods that are science-backed, safe, and suited to your own body. In the next part, I'll share with you safe, evidence-based ways to use onions, methods you can try in your evening meal without worrying about unwanted side effects. When it comes to onions and sleep, the question isn't whether you believe in them or not, it's how you use them. Because if you get the method wrong, the best outcome is nothing happens, and the worst, you end up feeling uncomfortable all night. After reviewing the research and years of clinical experience, I've narrowed it down to 3 safe, practical rules. 1, choose cooked onions and eat them early in the evening. Why? Cooking reduces the compounds that can irritate your stomach, but still preserves most of the flavonoids and S-alk, N-cysteine sulfoxides. Amount: about 1-2 ounces, 30-50 g of cooked onion, steamed, lightly roasted, or gently sautéed, at least 2-3 hours before bed. Science: a 2017 Journal of Food Science study found that cooking onions at moderate heat, 250 degrees F/120 degrees C, retained over 70% of their quercetin compared to raw onions. Pair them with melatonin-supporting foods. Examples: a small serving of oatmeal, tart cherries, or a handful of almonds at dinner to naturally boost tryptophan and melatonin. Think of it as adding more instruments to your sleep orchestra, so the whole performance stays in harmony. Avoid raw onions right before bed if you have digestive issues. Raw onions are high in FODMAP, carbohydrates that can trigger gas and bloating, especially for those with IBS or GERD. American Journal of Gastroenterology, 2018. If you want to try them raw, pair them with leafy greens or whole grains to slow fermentation in the gut. Harold, age 70, had heard about onions for better sleep and decided to test it by eating an entire raw onion right before bed. The result? He spent the night tossing and turning with heartburn and a rumbling stomach. After a bit of guidance, he switched to steamed purple onion with salmon and vegetables for dinner at 6 p.m., followed by a warm glass of milk before bed. Within just 4 nights, he was falling asleep faster, waking less often, and getting up in the morning feeling sharper and more refreshed. He told me, "I realized the problem wasn't the onion, it was how I was using it. Anyone on blood thinners such as warfarin or aspirin, onions can slightly increase bleeding risk due to their antiplatelet effects." Phytotherapy Research, 2004. People allergic to the allium family, onions, garlic, leeks, avoid entirely. Those with stomach ulcers or severe acid reflux, stick to small amounts of cooked onion only. Pregnant or breastfeeding women, there's not enough research on high doses, so check with your doctor first. But even if you use onions the right way, there's another factor that accounts for nearly half your sleep quality, and that's your bedtime habits and sleep environment. In the next part, I'll share 3 golden secrets sleep researchers recommend pairing with the right foods, so you can fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. Even if you eat onions the right way, just one wrong habit before bedtime can undo all your progress toward deep sleep. Sleep researchers agree. Food is only half the story. The other half is the habits and environment you create before you close your eyes. Why it matters? Your body produces melatonin when light levels drop, but blue light from TVs, phones, and computers can trick your brain into thinking it's still daytime. Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, 2014. How to apply it. Turn off or dim blue light-emitting devices at least 60 minutes before bed. Use a soft yellow light in your room or a warm bedside lamp. Real-life example. Richard, age 66, used to scroll through the news on his iPad right before bed. When he switched to reading a paper book under a warm lamp, along with having cooked onions at dinner, he found that within just 1 week he was falling asleep almost 45 minutes earlier and waking less during the night. Why it matters? Stress activates the sympathetic nervous system, making your heart race and your mind stay busy, which makes it harder to drift off. Sleep Medicine Reviews, 2021. How to apply it. Try the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, exhale for 8 seconds. Take a warm shower or soak your feet for 15 minutes before bed. As your body cools afterward, it naturally triggers sleepiness. Real-life example. Linda, age 70, often lay awake until 1 a.m. after adding a 15-minute warm foot soak with a few slices of ginger and pairing it with deep breathing. She started sleeping more soundly and felt far less restless before bed. Why it matters? Research shows the ideal bedroom temperature for deep sleep is about 65-68 degrees F, 18-20 degrees C. Too hot or too cold and your sleep becomes fragmented sleep. 2012. How to apply it. Keep your bedroom cool, quiet, and dark. Use blackout curtains or a sleep mask if needed. Choose the right pillow and mattress to prevent back or neck pain. Real-life example. Thomas, 72, and his wife used to argue. She wanted the heater on. He preferred it cool. They agreed to keep the room at 66 degrees F, 19 degrees C, and each used their own lightweight blanket. Both started sleeping through the night and felt far less fatigued during the day. When you combine safe, Smart onion use with these 3 golden habits. You send your brain and body a powerful double signal that it's time to rest. And when that signal is repeated long enough, deep sleep becomes your new normal. In the next part, I'll share an inspiring story about someone who followed this complete approach and completely transformed their health. I want to share the story of a man who had almost given up on sleep until he discovered the double formula, the right food paired with the right habits. David Miller, 72, lives in Oregon. He's always loved gardening and getting lost in a good book. But for 6 long years, sleep was stolen from him, night after night. He managed only 3-4 hours at best, waking up 2 or 3 times every single night. He tried prescription sleeping pills, only to feel groggy and sluggish all day. He tried melatonin. It worked for a few weeks, then stopped. He tried herbal teas. They helped him fall asleep a bit faster, but he still woke up at 2 or 3 a.m. His health started to unravel. His memory faded, his muscles weakened, and his mood darkened. As David put it, there were mornings I didn't even want to get out of bed, because after waking up so many times at night, I had nothing left in me for the day. One day, while visiting an old friend, a nutritionist, David heard about a small study on onion extract improving sleep quality. His friend explained the science, then suggested David try something simple, eating cooked onions with his early dinner, and combining that with 3 golden habits: reducing blue light, relaxing the nervous system, and optimizing bedroom temperature. David decided to run a personal 2-week experiment. 6:00 p.m. dinner, steamed salmon, vegetables, and 40 g of cooked onions. 7:30 p.m. all screens off, paper book under a warm lamp. 8:00 p.m. warm foot soak with a few slices of ginger plus 4-7-8 breathing. Bedroom at 66 degrees F, 19 degrees C with a light blanket. Within just 4 nights, David noticed time to fall asleep dropped from 40 minutes to just 15. He stopped waking in the middle of the night, or if he did, he drifted back quickly. He woke up clear-headed without the morning fog. By week 3, he was back in the garden, reading every afternoon, and even joined a light senior sports club. I realized sleep isn't magic. It's the result of making the right choices over and over again, he said with a smile. If David could do it, I believe you can too. You don't have to overhaul your entire life. Just pick a few simple steps, do them consistently, and your sleep will slowly find its way back to you. But before you start, there's something very important I need to share. Not everyone should follow this method. In the next part, I'll explain exactly who should be cautious, or even avoid it, so you don't risk any unwanted side effects. No matter how natural a remedy may be, it isn't right for everyone. As a doctor, I want you to be crystal clear on who should be cautious, or even avoid this approach, so that deeper sleep comes to you safely without hidden risks. Why? Onions contain sulfur compounds that can inhibit platelet aggregation. Phytotherapy Research, 2004. If you're taking warfarin, aspirin, or clopidogrel, this may increase your risk of bleeding. Advice: if you're on these medications, talk to your doctor before increasing your daily onion intake. Conditions: GERD, acid reflux, stomach ulcers, or irritable bowel syndrome, IBS. Why? Onions, especially raw, are high in FODMAP, which can trigger bloating, gas, or heartburn. American Journal of Gastroenterology, 2018. Advice: use only cooked onions, eat them early in the evening, Keep the portion small and watch how your body responds. Why allergies can cause hives, lip swelling, or even breathing difficulties. Advice: avoid completely, even small amounts, if you've ever had an allergic reaction to these foods. Why? There's not enough research on high-dose onion consumption during pregnancy or breastfeeding. Advice: stick to normal culinary amounts. Avoid concentrated onion recipes unless cleared by your doctor. Choose fresh, clean onions with no bruises, mold, or sprouting. Avoid excess. For healthy adults, keep cooked onions under 3.54 Oz 100-120 g per day. For raw onions, limit to 1.17 Oz 30-50 g and never eat on an empty stomach. When trying for the first time, start with a very small amount and see how your body reacts. Deep sleep isn't magic. It's the result of the right knowledge, good habits, and listening to your body. Let onions be one of the tools in your health toolbox, but remember, safety should always come first. In the final part, I'll help you pull together the most important takeaways about onions and sleep, so you can start tonight and keep your results strong for years to come. Today, we've taken a journey together, from those restless nights of waking up in the dark to discovering a safe way to use onions, paired with golden habits, to welcome deep, restorative sleep back into your life. Onions are more than just a kitchen flavor. They hold natural compounds that can support your body's internal clock and calm your nervous system. The real secret to success isn't in unproven home hacks, but in using them correctly. Cooked onions, eaten early in the evening, combined with healthy nighttime habits. Science shows that when you send the right signals to your body, deep sleep doesn't just return, it stays naturally and consistently. You see, sleep isn't magic, and it's not a matter of luck. It's a gift you can give yourself through smart choices every single day. If a leaner could reclaim her nights after years of insomnia, if David at 72 can wake up feeling energized and alive, then you can. 2. Start tonight. Just one small change done with consistency can make all the difference. If what I shared today was helpful to you, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell, so you'll be the first to know whenever I share a safe, natural method to protect your health. And make it a habit to stop by every day. Here, you'll always find trustworthy medical knowledge, explained in a warm, easy-to-understand way. If you know someone, a friend, a family member, who's struggling to sleep, share this video with them. Sometimes one small act of kindness can lead to many peaceful nights. I'm Dr. Jame, and I thank you for joining me. Remember, health isn't something we search for after it's gone. It's something we nurture every single day. May you have a deep, peaceful sleep tonight and a life filled with energy and joy.